Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. We are here at the Michigan Centennial Cranberry Farm. This is Wildcat Road. I've come here one time since I started this channel with my older and younger brother. These are the little cabins that are at the Centennial Farm. There's Wildcat Road that comes down this way, goes on down here. There's a sign that says road closed to through traffic. They've got it blocked off for the winter time. If you guys see that car over there. So this is a super special day for me today. I am here at the beach making a video. This is December 7th. And this is my brand new set of wheels. My brand new to me set of wheels. This is a 2012 Buick LaCrosse. The Lord blessed me with this car. I've been trying to get a car. My truck broke back in August, I think, and I've been praying for the right vehicle for months. And I had several four-wheel drive trucks and SUVs that I had lined up that fell through the works. The Lord finally blessed me with this 2012 Buick LeSabre. Now, as a man in his 40s that is into all kinds of outdoor pursuits and activities, I never thought I'd be driving a Buick, especially a Buick car. But this is what the Lord provided. It is a very nice car. It is a very smooth running car. It has heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, all leather. Totally not what I was expecting, but I'm super happy and joyful that the Lord helped me get a car. My buddy Jerry, that I've been an agate hunter with, he and I have been hunting agates for 25 years. Without his help, this car wouldn't have been mine. He helped me get this car. He helped get me down to where it was. It was about 2.5 hours away. You're actually looking at the good side. This car, I was only able to get it for so cheap because it was in several accidents. But from one side, it looks like a brand new car. And even the damaged part isn't too bad. He's done a little bit of rivet work and some zip tie work. He's got a rope sticking out of the hood. That's so I can get the hood open. Got a few dents, but she's a good car, and I'm super thankful. We're heading to the beach today here at Wildcat Road. I've got to walk down the road a ways. I'm hearing huge waves, it blows my mind, because yesterday we had a south wind. And then today it's south winds, but I can hear some major winds, waves piling in. So I'm going to pause this for now. I'm going to get to the beach and we'll see what we find. If it's too wavy and there's not much rock, I'll probably drive over to the marina on the other side of the point where it should be calm. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. This may be our last beach video. So I'm certainly hoping and praying that we find an agate today. I had my prayer time this morning on the drive in. I had my prayer time last night. Just super excited. Thank you so much for coming along. We'll let you know what we find, and we'll put this back on when we get to the water. Well, everybody, as you can see, there are big waves and not much rock. There's a few stones here. But I think I'm going to head to the marina, where it should be calmer and more stones. This is not quite where I want to spend the day looking for agates. So I think I'll pause it and get to another beach. So I wanted to show you the interior of this thing. I guess it's pretty commonplace for newer vehicles to have all these buttons. It's got so many buttons I can't figure out which one's what. My son was hoping I'd get a four-wheel drive truck with big tires. My daughter was hoping I'd get a minivan with built-in DVD players. But this is what the Lord provided. It does have a DVD player right there, but that doesn't play while it's running. It has backup camera. Tried that in our driveway, backing up to my wife's car and almost hit the car. So I got to be a little more careful with that. But anyway, thanks for coming along this morning. This is the captain's pilot of my new 2012 Buick LeSabre. Well, here we are at the marina. There's the old fish shack and there's an old fishing tug. This is the marina. This is about 2 miles as the crow flies from where we were just at. As you can see, it's fairly calm. Looks like there's some rocks up ahead. There's the Buick. Looks pretty good from 20 yards away. Let's get started. Oh, something I wanted to mention. The truck that I used to drive was bare bones. It was a 2003 Dodge Ram 2500 work truck, Cummins turbo diesel. Didn't have much anything. It had cloth seats, basic radio, nothing much. But it did have one feature that so far I have not found on this Buick. Even the Buick is a fancy car. It's got every option under the sun, except my truck had heated mirrors. And so far, this Buick doesn't have heated mirrors that I can find. I'll have to call the previous owner and see if there's a button for that. But that was one thing I really liked about my truck, was those heated mirrors. I think we're gonna have some rocks today, guys. I'm super excited. Looks like I'm the only one on the beach. I'm gonna put the camera away till I get further down the beach when there's more rocks. Put my gloves on. It's pretty chilly this morning, but look, we can get in the water today so far. You guys haven't noticed, I'm pretty excited to be out here today. Thank you for coming along. Guys, I just wanted to mention, this is the best agate hunting conditions that I have looked at in a long time. Seems like every video I've made so far since I started this channel, it's been so wavy that I haven't been able to get in the water. I can get in the water today. I can see pretty clear. This probably has been pretty heavily hunted, but I don't think everybody goes in the water this time of year. So I'm hoping we'll find some cool stuff today. There seems to be a lot of rocks in the water. It looks like there had been some recent waves and there's a lot of sandy spots. It looks like these rocks have really been riled up. I can go way out here. This is, what a wonderful day. Thank you for coming along. Thank you, Lord, for opening the door for me to get a vehicle, not have to borrow my wife's car, and for giving me this calm day. These waves might pick up today because it's supposed to be out of the south. But for now, I'm super happy. I also needed to mention that a couple videos ago, I took my daughter and friend to Whitefish. And at the end of the day, we stopped and picked some wild wintergreen berries near the lighthouse. And somebody commented on my site that Whitefish Point is a national wildlife preserve, and as such, it is prohibited to take anything or pick anything. So you're not supposed to take driftwood, and I knew that, but you're not supposed to take any rocks, agates or otherwise, and you're not supposed to pick fruit. So this is another apology to all those that watched me pick wintergreen berries with my daughter and friend. So I won't be taking anything from Whitefish Point in coming videos. Something else about my car. Like I said, I was praying for... Oh, I just saw something in the water. Let me get that. Amygdaloidal basalt or porphyritic basalt. That's kind of cool. Anyway, having a car, I don't know how next spring I'm going to get to Vermilion for the next agate season. So I'm going to have to come up with something. I may have to park at Wildcat Road and hike the 7 miles to get down there. Vermilion is my favorite place, my favorite beach. And there's just so many more agates there and so many more rocks at times. But I'll figure a way. What a beautiful morning. A lot of houses and cabins along this stretch. Just found a really pretty piece of cobalt glass. Something else I wanted to mention, like I said earlier, it's December 7th today. And where's all the snow? Where's all the ice? Many times in December we get, can be one of our coldest months. We can get 20, 30 below sometimes in December. And we got snow last night, but why isn't it on the beach? That's kind of beguiling. There's going to be a lot of rocks up ahead. There is a south wind, and it is southwest, and it's going to be causing some ripples. But at least I'll have stuff to look at on the beach if it does get wavy. Let's get up here a little further where there's more rocks. Let's see what we can't find today. Maybe the Lord will bless us with an agate today. So all these rocks up here are fresh. There's no footprints. You can kind of see that there was snow on here, but it has melted. And I don't think many people have been here hunting. We had those south winds yesterday. So they riled up all the rocks on the beach. So it looks like I might be the first person to see these rocks, but I really want to get into the water. Right here there's a lot of stones, but they're pretty much small stones. There'll be more up ahead. But I know the southeast or southwest wind is going to be picking up this morning, so I need to hunt in the water as far as I can before the winds come up and turn it back into waves. Anyway, if any of you guys ever go to Whitefish Point, I highly recommend not taking any stones home. I guess I knew that it was a wildlife preserve, but so many people do take agates from Whitefish Point, but it is not permissible. So I myself will not take anything from Whitefish Point. That's also why I went to Wildcat today, because there you can still pick up rocks, pick up driftwood. These are really pretty stones. Kind of small. But I'm hopeful that we'll find an agate today. I've been talking to my Aunt Kelly, my mom's sister, and she's been watching the channel since I started. And she had made a comment. She said, hey, I know you've been throwing your agates back, but would you mind picking one up for your aunt? So if I find a agate today, Aunt Kelly, I'm going to bring one home for you. So let's see what we can find. I just picked up a little guy. You can see those bands. It's pretty, it's small, but I think my aunt will like that. Thank you, Lord, for the first agate. I've been here about 20 minutes. These rocks are really nice. Really, really nice. And they're all fresh from yesterday's south winds coming from the south. These are beautiful, beautiful. Tons of stones, big stones. What's that? Let me get that out of the water. Looks like maybe some jasper. Oh shoot, I just dropped my agate. I'm gonna pause this while I find my agate. Look at the beautiful rings on that rock. That's really pretty. Oh, and just to let you know, that agate that I dropped, I was gonna give my aunt. I couldn't find it. So I guess we're back to square one. It wasn't very big anyway. So let's see if we can find something over an ounce. I sure miss hunting at Vermilion when almost every time you go out, you can almost always find one over an ounce. Is that an agate? Nope, that is banded iron formation. So many pretty rocks this morning. Oh, there's a Omaraluk. The hole doesn't go all the way through that one. These rocks are beautiful. I'm so excited to be out here today. I can still see in the water. It's kind of ripply. I want to tell you guys a story today. So maybe when I'm hunting the dry on the way back, I'll tell you guys a story. I haven't told one in a while. I'm just baffled that we had all that snow and it's all melted off these rocks on the point. So that's a blessing. I'm going to turn on the camera and pan in on the rocks. And I'm just going to film a little bit without myself yakking so you can hear the waves and stuff like that. It's hard for me not to talk. What's that in the water right there? Just banded something. I'll try to walk real slow. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's beautiful. That's really pretty. Thought that was an agate, and it might have some agate in it, but it's pretty low grade. Well, actually, it is a little bit of banding in there. I'm going to pause the camera we're kind of at another dry spell for rocks in the water, so I'll fill them up ahead. We got a nice little point of stones right here. I'm 46. My birthday was September 1st. I actually made a video the day before my birthday. I went out backpacking at Vermilion. Oh, what's that? Oh, I think it's chert. When I was 20, recently out of the Navy, I got a job working on Isle Royale National Park. Oh, is that an agate? There's a little guy. I guess that'll be the one for my aunt. Anyway, I had gotten a job working on Isle Royale National Park for the summer. I think it was the summer of 2000. And I brought my kayak. And whenever I wasn't working, I was either out kayaking, looking for greenstones. That whole island is full of greenstones. You can't take them. It is a national park, but you can find them, and they're fun to find. But I spent a lot of time in the woods. And this one particular day, I hiked way off the main trails, deep into the bush, and found this big, wide, kind of a pond slash swamp. Is that one? Yeah, it's agate. And I started hiking waist deep through this big mucky swamp. Well, on the other side of the swamp, probably a quarter of a mile as the crow flies, is that an agate? Maybe a crapper. A big moose came out and was kind of watching me from the other side of the swamp. Well, I started walking along the edge of the swamp, like I said, in waist deep muck, and that moose started walking over toward me, started coming in my direction. But like I said, I've had many animals come up to me in the wild, and usually they'll come right up to me and I tell them stories. Well, that moose walked all the way across the swamp, right up to me, within maybe 3 or 4 feet of my body. Ooh, look at these rocks. Well, that moose was very interested in me, because if I took a step, that moose took a step. If I stopped, the moose stopped. So I started telling this moose stories, just random stories. And we talked for about 20 minutes, walking slowly through the muck. And then I stopped and sat on a log and got out my lunch for the day. And then the moose started drinking and munching on grass. What's that? Just a pretty rock. Anyway, I probably spent 45 minutes with that moose, just talking and telling stories, and it was super cool. Then when I got up for my lunch, I went one way and the moose went another way. But out of all the animals that have come up to me in the wild, I think that's one of the special ones. I guess they're all special, but I really enjoyed that little interlude. I hope you guys are seeing these rocks okay. These are beautiful. Not as much in the water right here. Now it looks to be like we're probably on the Federal Wildlife Preserve, so I won't be taking anything that I find from here on out until I go back the other direction. But no, since I got out of the Navy, I have lived and worked 40-50 jobs all over the country, mostly outside jobs. I worked at Christian day camps, logging, landscaping. Sometimes I would work a job as like a dishwasher or something, just if it was close to a national park or something like that. I've done a lot of different cool jobs all around the country. Actually, my last regular job is I was a caretaker for a 94-year-old Polish Catholic lady. Her family had moved downstate, and she was up here living in the house by herself, and the family asked if I would go in there a couple times a day and cook her food and help her keep her house clean. So I did that. That was my last job. That ended last November. These rocks are awesome. So excited to be out here. Currently, I'm the stay-at-home dad. I'm gonna pause the camera for a little bit. This piece of driftwood has a big burl on it. Of course, it's all waterlogged, but man, would I love to have that burl. Make a wood turn bowl or something out of it. That's really cool. And then look at this berm of rocks over here. I love how the waves can change the shoreline dramatically in so little time. This wasn't here when I was here a week and a half ago, the time I came out with a cold, my last video. See if we can see any agates in the berm. That would be cool. You guys see any? I don't. There's a really pretty piece of magnetite. What a perfect day to be out on the beach. Oh, this berm goes all the way down here. This is so different. There is a bald eagle. My camera doesn't do it justice, but boy, the south winds that we had yesterday must have been piling in here to do all this erosion. I've said it before that this is a neat place to hunt, because if it's super windy on one side of the point to the north, then you can come to the south side and it's usually calm. Or if it's super windy on the south side, then you can go to the north side. So that's pretty cool. This is a great place to come and find agates. Just as long as you leave them where you find them and not take them, because this is all protected federal land. Thank you to whoever brought that to my attention about the wintergreen berries. Oh, there's a neat little old marlock. All right, guys, you are gonna see something awesome. This is incredible. This is blowing my mind. No, I didn't find a big agate. If you look right over there, that's where the little Whitefish bird observatory building usually is. Now what you're looking over there, straight ahead, when I was here a week ago, I don't even know how I can do this, but what you're looking at is covered in water. Week and a half ago, there was a point of land that went way out there, another quarter of a mile. This whole point is gone. Where I walked in my last video across the snow and ice when I slipped, this is incredible. That whole couple acre square area is gone. This is blowing my mind. Holy cow. My goodness. You're gonna have to watch my last video to see what I'm talking about. It's gone. This whole area you're looking at out there was land. It's gone. That means this is all as fresh as you can buy. It's gone. This whole thing was land. Way out there was land. I can't believe this, guys. You can see all these banks and berms. These banks and berms were like 100 yards up on the beach. I've been coming out here for 40 years, and this point has always been here, and now it's gone. I don't believe this, guys. And look at the rocks on that point over there. I am blown away. I can't even describe it. You're just going to have to watch my last video. This whole thing was land. Another quarter of a mile. Gone. I don't know what to say. But let's look at some of these rocks. So these rocks probably have not been visible in 50 years. Holy cow, that's where the bird viewing watch was. And there was at least a quarter to a half a mile out this way. I'm blown away. My mouth is on the floor right now. My jaw has dropped. "45 years, 43 years I've been coming out here, and this was all land. All of it. Gone. Like a week and a half ago. I don't even know what to say. But I bet there's a lot of viewers out there that come to Whitefish Point that know what I'm talking about. Their mouths are going to drop. I am speechless. This is incredible. This is the raw power of Mother Nature. Just like that cabin on the other side that's getting close to going into the water. All what you're looking at was a point. And now it's gone. I'm so glad that I made it out here today to witness this. So for a little perspective, you're looking at the lighthouse. And although it looks small in my camera, when I filmed the lighthouse from this direction a week and a half ago, I was at least 300 yards further out there. Gone. It's getting pretty windy on this side, pretty loud. I'm probably going to turn around and go back the other direction. I'm just going to take a quick peek at this point and this berm. I'm blown away, guys. Mother Nature is incredibly powerful. Oh, look at that piece of sand sticking off over there. Look at that. How cool is that? It's like a little cave. All frozen. I'm gonna walk up here and stand up here and just show you this. So down there, nothing has changed. All the pylons are still there. Let's see, I'll zoom in. Nothing has changed over there. But as we look this way, there's the point, this little berm of sand, and it used to go at least 300-400 yards that way. Completely gone. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, guys. Well, I'm going to pause it till I get back around the point. I'm so glad you guys came along today to see this. You're looking at what used to be land. For the whole 40-some years that I've come up here, there was land right there. And now it's gone. This is the little observatory. And that's the path that goes over to Whitefish. Couldn't figure out when I was down there why I couldn't see that little bird observatory building. It was right over there. They didn't take it down. Mother Nature took it out to sea. The water was hundreds of yards past these two telescopes that direction, and it is gone. Sorry, I keep saying that. This is just blowing my mind. Just blowing my mind. Let's get back to finding an agate. We haven't found a really good one yet today. We gotta find us an agate. So as I'm filming this, I keep feeling like I'm a reporter, and I keep wanting to say, you saw it here first, guys, like I'm ABC News or something. But really, I just can't believe it. We had south winds yesterday, but I can't imagine that they were strong enough to do this. So, pretty darn cool, guys. Thanks for coming along and watching Upper Peninsula Beautiful. Got another agate hunter down there. I'm going to film these rocks right here. These are some of the nicest rocks that I have seen. I didn't hunt any of these because I was in the water. I'll probably be wrapping up here pretty soon. That's a unique rock. Wow. That's a bowl-shaped piece of chert or jasper. That's kind of cool. The guy that's hunting down the beach, he's walking up in the dry where I was going to look on the way back. Hopefully he missed and left us one. Yep, where you're looking to the left of your screen or right of your screen, that was all land. I just can't believe it. These rocks sure are pretty. Today, because I have my own car, I don't have to be right back to get the kids. But our church asked if I would come out and help. Hey, I think I found this one earlier. So I must have been up here. Our church asked if I'd help do some wiring. What's this? They're putting up monitors and they're trying to get them all wired in. I don't know much about wiring, but I can drill. I'm going to pause it and see what this other guy has found. I'm going to film a little bit more of these rocks. I'm going to go real slow. Whatever you see is what I see, or what I see is what you see. I am half tempted to make it back to my car, drive to the Whitefish Point parking lot, and go to the west. This south wind coming up might flatten out some of those waves, and there might be some piles of rocks. This side of the point always gets so hunted. So far I found those 2 or 3 itty bitties, but being this might possibly be my last day, I sure would like to find a 2 or 3 ounce gem. Kind of a chalcedony or clear non-banded agate. I just talked to that guy. I passed the guy, and he's not sure when the point disappeared. He was here just under a week ago and said it was gone. But when I was here a week and like 2 days ago, it was still there. So it was probably about a week ago that it disappeared. But he was just as blown away as I was. That agate hunter was more closer to the water, so maybe these rocks up here haven't been picked over too much. We could still find a 1-ouncer. I'd like to have a little bit bigger one to give to my aunt. But no, I might try a new beach. There is the first actual whole rock Omarluck. That would make a nice keychain. Hope somebody else finds it. I'm thinking I really want to get over to that other side of the point, head down by where that cabin was falling in the water, see if any of those huge winds that we must have apparently had did any further eroding of that beach. So that means I'm going to put this camera away and hightail it back to the car. Not finding much in the way of agates on this side. Oh. More like jasper or something. So let's see if this works. Somebody asked me if I ever dig through the rocks, and I don't normally dig through the rocks, but let's see what comes up. I had to prop my phone up with rocks, and I don't have a tripod. I've done this a few times, but I've never found anything. I don't even know if you guys can see anything or hear me. That's a lot of work. We'll see if that comes out. I'll look at it when I get home. I'm going to show you guys. This is my knife. If you've watched some of my earlier videos, you've seen this before. Oh, it's not coming in very clear. It's the knife that I carry with me whenever I go agate hunting. It's a knife that a Native American lady made me when I was going off on my own agate hunting when I was like 12. She made me the knife in case I ever came upon a bear and needed to defend myself from the bear. And people that I talk to about my knife, they always want to know if I've ever had to kill a bear with it. And of course, no, I certainly haven't. But I have carried it to every beach hunt I've ever done since I've had this knife for 30 years, give or take, or more than that. But something I've never told you guys, when I was in my mid-20s or early 30s, mid to late 20s I think it was, I took a trip to Two-Hearted River and went agate hunting there, and that was the one day that I forgot my bear knife, and I certainly didn't need to use it on the beach that day. No bears came out, However, on the way home, I was driving. It was late. It was dark. I was on Highway M28 going east. And all of a sudden, a bear ran out in front of my car, giving me no time to hit the brakes. And I hit the bear broadside with my car. I thought for sure, I was traveling 59. I thought for sure the bear would have been passed away. But I got out just to check, and the bear was still alive. So, being a nature lover, I wanted to put the bear down so it wasn't in misery. I had broken his back leg, but I didn't have my bear knife with me. So I went to the nearest neighbor, the nearest person that lived on the road where I hit the car. It was late at night, and I went up to this guy's house. I knocked on the door, and I said, "Hey, do you have a gun? I just hit a bear, and it's not dead. I want to put it down." And the guy from the house said, "No, I don't have a gun at the house. We're not hunters." He said, "But I've got a big old Bowie knife you can use." So he gives me this big Bowie knife. And it had spikes on the handle. It was this great big showy knife. And I went back to the ditch, and I had to put the bear down with that crazy fancy knife. And the bear, who was stunned, got up and started biting and clawing, and we were rolling in the ditch, and I was trying to put it down. It was a horrible situation. I did end up putting the bear down, but I was covered in fur and bite marks and scratch marks. So I have killed a bear with a knife in my life, but on the bear's behalf, it had a broken leg, and I had a big Bowie knife. But that's a story I've never shared, and I thought maybe I would. I'm almost back to the car. I might drive over to the Whitefish Point and then hike to the west. In retrospect, and I didn't think of this at the time, I had a heavy-duty tire iron for changing a tire in the car. If I would have used that, one swift hit over the head would have put him down. I didn't think of that at the time. The way that I did it was much less humane. It was quite an ordeal. I still think about it, and I can't believe that of all the days I've carried my knife agate hunting, and never had to fight a bear, the one day I forget it, I end up fighting a bear to the death. Still think about that. Oh, one last thing. It was late at night that it happened. By the time I got to Sault Ste. Marie, that's back when they had a family video store in town. I would oftentimes rent movies, and I stopped in there after the incident, walked in, and I knew the girls that worked in there, and they said, "Dan, what the heck happened to you? You're all covered in blood and fur." And I said, "Well, the truth is I got into a fight with a bear, had to kill it with a knife." And they said, "Only you, Dan, only you. If anybody else," what's that? Nothing. "If anybody else would have told us that story, we wouldn't have believed them. But Dan, we understand. We know that that's what happened to you. Only you, Dan," they said. Well, everybody, I'm almost back to the marina. I have a few more stones to look at. I don't think I'm going to go over to Whitefish today, or over to the other side and walk down to that cabin. This weather that we're having is so mild and unusual. I may get a chance to make one more video before the snow and ice sets in. I am so surprised that by December 7th today that there isn't already snow and icebergs. But I'm going to be praying that the Lord will open up the doors one more time to come to the beach and make a video, and I'll go to the other direction. Sure would like to find one. What's that? Nothing. Sure would like to end the season by being able to find a really good one for you guys to see. I haven't found a good agate, or at least a large agate, since I started coming to Whitefish Point. I found a couple nice ones that were ounce and a half. But my aunt wants an agate, and I'd like to have one more to end the season with. So thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining us today. What a beautiful morning. There's a freighter way out there. Not sure which one that is. But so thank you for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. Thank you for finding us. And if you're new, I wanted to say thank you because as of this morning, I had like 730 subscribers. So thank you to all who have found us and have tuned in. Thank you to any of you that have just watched my videos. These videos are for you guys. These rock hunting trips are for you guys. And well, I have fun doing them. So do my kids. They want to come out again. And remember, seek and ye shall find. I find so much beauty in old things. There's an old rusty fishing tug. I'm wondering how many pounds of fish over the years that has hauled in. I wonder how many years ago it sailed. And over here are these old rusty corrugated barns. I love old barns. These aren't technically a barn because it's all corrugated metal, but maybe it is. But I find so much beauty in old rusty things. I recently started a new hobby, finding some old Bibles on eBay and then working to reconditioning on the leather. I met a guy that's helping me learn how to do that. I just love old things. Things were made better way back when. Thank you guys for coming along. The coolest feature of this car, where is the button? Is the push button start. How cool is that?